Right now on the WHAS 1119, we're going from sweltering heat that made it feel like summer day to April showers for Oaks Day. Hope you've got your ponchos ready as your new addition to your Oaks wardrobe. It's our top story on the WHAS 1119. Hello, everybody. I'm Doug Proffitt. We've got team coverage for you tonight on the night team. Connor Steffen talked to stores across Kentuckiana tonight, helping customers switch gears on their track attire. But first, meteorologist Christina San Juan is here tonight for Colleen. And Christina, you've got a pretty good hour-by-hour timing on this rain.
Yeah, that's right, Doug. I think many of us will begin to see some of that rain, perhaps some rumbles of thunder here into the overnight hours, but most of that rain is going to, unfortunately, hold off until Oaks morning specifically. Temperatures are going to be quite a bit cooler than what we had earlier today. So as Doug just mentioned, it does look like we're trading that heat for the wet weather. You kind of just got to pick your poison with this weather system that's been coming on through. We will have a light breeze, though, coming in from the south around 5 to 10 miles per hour, so nothing to worry about with wind or severe weather here, despite a few rumbles of thunder. Not expecting anything severe. And as we look across the radar right now, we're actually just now starting to have some rain push in to the Grayson County area and will continue to work its way across Kentuckiana over the course of the overnight hours. But again, especially tomorrow morning, that's when we're probably going to have our wettest period of the day. This is 9 o'clock here on Futurecast, and notice as we head into the afternoon, it does become quite a bit more scattered as opposed to widespread. So we will still squeeze out several hours of dry time, but make sure you do have that poncho handy. You'll also want it for Derby. Unfortunately, I'll have that forecast for you coming up here in just a bit. Doug.
Thank you, Christina. And by the way, we'll all be live from the Kentucky Derby Museum tomorrow here on WHAS 11 from 3 to 6:30. Hope you'll join us. And late today, we learned that the searing heat did not stop a massive crowd from going to Churchill Downs. Thursday is turning into the third biggest day of racing Derby week. Just over 60,000 people were at the track today to watch the races. There you see the Derby attendance, and that's over 6,000 more people than last year. Champions Day on Wednesday saw 25,470 people, and 5-0 Tuesday, the day for the locals, another big day, 15,391 race fans. People told us today the atmosphere at the track was nothing short of amazing.
A little warmer.
It's a little warm, but we're from Austin, Texas. This is kind of nothing to us.
Yeah, we've been doing Derby for probably a couple years now, but we bounce around all week long.
The older we've gotten, the more we do Derby. So, yeah, it's a blast.
For me, this is my first time ever to Churchill Downs. I'm a little overwhelmed right now. I'm a little lost too, but we'll get there.
A lot of people are going to be a little lost tomorrow. Big additions and changes, and the crowds are not expected to shrink despite the rain tomorrow. After all, it is the 150th running of the Kentucky Oaks tomorrow night. New tonight, we found people in stores across Kentuckiana. They're making last-minute adjustments due to the upcoming rain. WHAS 1119's Connor Steffen and photojournalist Aspen Hester talked with some boutiques across town, busy helping folks with advice.
As the clock struck 6, a mass exodus swept over a hot Churchill Downs and Derby Day crowds.
Go, baby, go!
Yeah, happy Derby week.
Have a great week.
At the same time, smaller crowds flocked to the dress racks,
This is our second Christmas, so to speak.
looking for last-minute Derby deals to drape themselves in for the final days of racing.
No, I have things. Okay. It's just, can I find better while I'm here?
The consumer chaos pumps plenty of cash into local boutiques' bottom lines.
So it just brings in a lot of people, which makes it fun having the shop busy.
Ask these shoppers what they're doing.
My wife, last minute Mary, is shopping and looking for a hat because she's a procrastinator.
You'll hear a wide range of answers.
I came looking for hats.
I was kind of looking around for some bow ties, actually.
So I would say we probably double, triple our sales.
The Derby craze isn't just limited to Louisville, though. Across the river, here in New Albany, people have been buying out places like Dress and Dwell.
This week it has been crazy due to Derby shoppers. Our sales have been crazy.
As for any Derby 150 trends,
Colors, whether they're short or long, we see a lot of yellow and green this year.
Blue and white has been a very popular color this year.
the colors show up even on race days that come with a dress code.
Blue and white seersucker, but accented with a pink shirt and pink bow tie.
Brothers Mike and Mark Helton grew up in Ashland, Kentucky, but will mark their first time at the track Friday for the 150th Oaks Day.
As a Kentucky born, bred, grew up, lived, You know, it's one of those things that is true Kentucky.
You know, we never really went as kids, obviously, never could afford to go. So I always said I will go the right way when I can afford to go. So.
And while they can afford to go this year, they can't avoid the forecast. After a blast of extreme heat for a day, widespread rain showers will close out the week.
And just accept that and then just enjoy the day for whatever it is.
It's not going to rain. That's my positive attitude. But if it does, I did pack an umbrella.
Because while fascinators don't fare well in the rain, they at least keep the fashion alive. In Louisville, Connor Steffen, the WHAS 1119 on your side.
All right, now we've got some bad news for him. You heard him in our story say he packed an umbrella. Well, don't forget an important reminder. You can't take umbrellas to Churchill Downs at all. They will confiscate them right at the gates from you. They'll take them away, put them in a dumpster. Rain gear or ponchos are the way to go, the best way to cover your outfits. Now take a look at your screen. Also forbidden at the track this year, this list. It includes backpacks, luggage and duffel bags, noisemakers forbidden, selfie sticks forbidden, and drones. In fact, there's a big push to ban drones this year. We've got a complete list of the tips and other things that are banned from Churchill Downs and ideas at WHAS11.com. All new happening tonight, a colorful tradition that once again drew the curious. Starting in 1991, Kroger has made both the lily and rose garlands for the winners of the Oaks and Derby. As WHAS 1119 photojournalist Elijah McKenzie shows us, tonight florists at the Middletown Kroger were carefully weaving in 150 Starfighter lilies to present to the winner of the 150th Oaks race.
Are you here to see the garland? Here you go, sir.
Oh, thank
got you right here.
Tonight we will tie on around 145 Starfighter lilies for the Phillies Oaks race tomorrow.
We brought our girls to see the lilies that are going to be for the winner tomorrow of the Oaks race.
Having a harder time.
Maybe put that hand underneath so you can kind of lay it back in.
I see.
Being able to see how the lilies actually go into the garland.
We'll sign you up for next year.
That's right. That's right. They're so beautiful. You know, the garland is approximately 20 pounds, and so it's really tremendous.
This is kind of a tradition for us. We come up here to Kroger each year to either see the lilies or we come and see the roses for Derby.
Kroger has been making the lilies since 1991 when this garland started. So it's a thick white on white fabric on here, so it's very soft and it'll feel great on the horse.
I could not be more excited to be out here in Middletown, bringing a little bit of Derby to Middletown as Kroger brings us the garland for the Oaks tomorrow, and getting to see 145 Starfighter lilies laid in the garland is overwhelming. It smells so good here and there's so much enthusiasm.
Everyone in the world will watch this 2 minutes of sports, so now you can be a part of it.
My favorite thing about Derby is going to all the Derby celebrations and getting to see the horses on TV.
You too.
And both the garlands, by the way, get police escorts to Churchill Downs. Tomorrow, the florists at the Middletown Kroger will do it all over again when they make the iconic garland of roses for the 150th Kentucky Derby winner. They'll be creating the garland tomorrow from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. It's also going to be live streamed on the Kentucky Derby's YouTube page. They've got several cameras trained on the garland making. Developing late today, 2 jockeys were taken to the hospital after their horses fell during the second race at Churchill Downs today. The horse Territoriality clipped an outside horse's hind heels, throwing off his rider, Irving Moncada. Later in the race, the horse Vostra struck another horse and lost jockey Emmanuel Giles. Both loose horses were corralled by outriders and walked back to the barns. Moncada and Giles were taken to the hospital for further evaluation. The horses were not hurt. The injuries today happen as there's extra security on track safety following the death of 12 horses last spring meet, 2 on Derby Day. Today, the National Thoroughbred Racing Association said they donated millions of dollars to help improve safety at the track. That includes supporting technologies such as Stride Safe, which can detect a potential problem before it becomes an injury. The technology uses a sensor placed in the horse's saddle cloth prior to the race to analyze the gait of the horses in the race.
Someday you might get to a point where a steward is watching a race and has contact with a jockey that they're seeing something that might not be quite right and be able to tell that jockey, hey, you need to pull up. So something that we would have never even thought about 10 years ago or 20 years ago.
Meantime, the Horse Racing Integrity and Safety Authority says they have learned from last year's horse deaths. The organization has developed a model using AI and came up with 44 risk factors for horse injuries that include past injuries, length of training, types of medications. Veterinarians will now have access to those records in a growing horse history portal. More local news here on the Night Team. Happening tonight, residents of Louisville's Dosker Manor housing complex complaining that change from Metro Housing Authority is not happening fast enough. Tonight, community leaders and residents met to talk about how to move forward. For months, residents have been raising the alarm about the living conditions and safety at one of the city's largest affordable housing complexes. Tonight, once again, they expressed their concerns but are worried that their cries may be falling on deaf ears.
The people you see here now, this is where they call their home now. You know, so we want to know. We want to know what's going to become of Dosker Manor. When you become displaced from the home, you know, that you knew of, you know, it can cause a lot of effects on a person.
Dosker Manor is a senior living complex. Mayor Craig Greenberg has proposed in his budget $238,000 for the Louisville Metro Housing Authority. The mayor wants to use that money to fix what the city has called deplorable living conditions within the complexes at Dosker Manor. The mayor is also proposing $32 million to go towards creating and preserving 15,000 affordable housing units in Louisville. A man is dead after being stabbed this afternoon in the Newburgh neighborhood. Police say they responded to Quiet Way off Poplar Level Road just before 3. When officers arrived, they found a man who had been fatally stabbed. Police have arrested the victim's son, Edesser Mason. According to court records, Mason and the victim were heard arguing over cooking before the alleged stabbing. Police say when they arrived, they found Mason still in the home, covered in the suspect's blood. Court documents say that the murder weapon was also found in Mason's bedroom under the mattress of his bed. Mason has been charged with murder and tampering with physical evidence.